Hey, it's Tom, and today we're going to talk about web scraping once again. So if you have seen my last video, we used their request library to send a request from a Node.js app to get the content of the website. Unfortunately, this is working only for static websites like Wikipedia, like Hacker News, those which are not so interactive. More and more websites recently get very interactive, and the content on them is being generated dynamically. So sending a simple request won't get us the whole content of the website, because the JavaScript in the background is probably fetching some data and then filling the website with the content. So today I'll show you how to use Puppeteer and Cheerio libraries to get content of dynamic website like Amazon. So let's jump to the code. At first, it's definitely important to find out some website that we'll be trying to scrape. So for this reason, I thought that Amazon might be good, and today we're gonna build a Node.js app that will track prices of the product on Amazon. So for this reason, we'll track price of the Sony WH-1000XM3, like noise cancelling headphones. They're very good, but pretty expensive, so it's worth to track the price. Okay, so let's jump to the code. At first, we definitely need to find out some URL so we can find the data. Okay, so maybe let's do something like this. Yeah, there's an... Oh, there are different versions. So, okay, maybe we'll use those. Black ones are pretty fine. Okay, so as you see, we have a pretty long URL. There are some additional parameters like keywords, ref, it's probably some reference. So we can cut it and check if that's working. Yeah, it's still working. So we can use this URL, and we can create a const with this URL. So now we'll have to initialize Puppeteer. So what is Puppeteer? Puppeteer is a library which is some kind of cron browser to use on the backend. So in general, it's using Chromium, so the open source part of the cron, without any codecs for MP3, for video, etc. Those things that Google has to pay for. And in general, we can think about Puppeteer like using Chrome from command line. So we are able to open the browser, go to particular URL, make a screenshot, create a PDF, fill some data into forms, send those forms, or just get the content of the website when it's fully loaded, just like on Amazon, because the content on Amazon website is created dynamically, especially for you. So if you were watching different things in the past, you probably will get different recommendations. So let me show you how very popular Puppeteer is. So as you see, nearly 60,000 stars. And Puppeteer allows us to make a lot of different things. Our usage will be very basic. So okay, let's create a browser instance. So it can be browser, and today, differently as in the last episode, we'll just use await async syntax instead of the promises and chaining them. Hopefully that will be much easier to understand for you. So Puppeteer launch. Okay, and then we have to create an instance of the page. Puppeteer new page. Okay, so we created a new page which is empty right now, and the next step is just to go to this URL. So wait page go to URL. Okay, and let's wrap it in a function. So it has to be async. So maybe configure browser. So we will just launch this function once and return page. Okay, that should be fine. So calling this function will return us a page, which is already a page which is using this URL that we provided. And right now, it's important to check the particular data. So let's go back to the website and let's check what exactly data is here. So this is a span object, and it has some pretty nice ID, price block deal price. So I strongly believe that it's pretty constant. It's not an ID that's being generated every single time. It's probably constant. And it's a class, and there's a value. Okay, so I think that we can copy this ID, and we'll try to get this data of this span with this particular ID from the website. And to do it, we'll use a Cheerio. So Cheerio.js is a library that's implementation of old good jQuery on the backend. So we can manipulate data of the website using jQuery syntax, which is pretty easy, and a lot of people already know that, which is very nice and makes things much easier. Okay, so let's create a function that will check price. So it will also have to be an async function. We can call it check price. Okay, and let's put the ID here so we won't forget that. And right now we can reload the page, because this function check price will be called every, for example, 15 minutes, maybe one day even. We can change that. That's not a problem. So page reload, because if you will create an instance of the browser and page every single time, at some point it will run out of memory, or your terminal will tell you that you are not able to run another instance, or something will just crash. So we'll just reload the page. It won't get more memory. However, as we all know, Chrome is able to consume any amount of memory you will provide. So okay, so we got the page reloaded. We now need the HTML content from the website. And wait page evaluate. And evaluate is a function that, let's use arrow function. It's a function that is providing us content from the website, but we have to define what type of content we would like to get. So in our case, we will just want to document body inner HTML. So we want the whole HTML content from the website. Okay, so we can right now log the content and see if that's even working. So maybe configure website. Oh, that should also be async monitor, async function. Okay, so configure browser. Configure browser. Okay, we can page and then okay, that should, yeah, we have to provide the page, and then we can wait, check price with the provided page. Okay, that should work, hopefully. So let's run that in the console. Node index. Puppeteer new page is not a function. Whoa, 1 second. New page, yeah, because it's a browser function, not Puppeteer. That's pretty obvious. Sorry for my mistake. So okay, can call it right now, and hopefully we'll get some content. Just to check if the HTML will be returned from the Amazon, and yeah, that's definitely looking like a proper HTML from Amazon. A ton of HTML tags. Okay, so clean the console. Looks like it's working. And right now, okay, we can just comment that right now for a moment. And right now, we need to get the data of the span with the ID price block deal price. So we can use the known syntax. So hash is the getter for the ID. We provide HTML. So the $sign is a reference to the Cheerio library. That's probably just a convention. We can call it Cheerio, but in all examples and in the on their repository, they provide samples that are also using the $sign. So I think that it's pretty common way to do this. Okay, so we provide each HTML, and for each object returned, we can call a function. Okay, and let dollar price will be this, and we have to get the text, because we got the whole content, the whole tag, but we need just the content, so we need to get the text, and that should be $298. Okay, and we can console log dollar price. Okay, so let's make sure this is working. Where's my console? I'm always losing that. Okay, node index. Oh, okay, sorry. I commented out this content. Let's check if it's working. I hope it is. At least it should. It's loading for some time. Yeah, the return data is proper, so it looks like the ID is constant, and we are able to scrape the Amazon website using this ID. Right now, we would definitely like to get the formatted data, the formatted price. So I will just copy the regex I prepared previously. So that's the current price, and that's the formatted $298. So we remove the $sign and just format and just convert that to a number value, and that's okay. And right now we can set up some limits. So if current price is lower than 300, then we can log buy. It's worth this money. Yeah, so this is probably the very basic version how it should look and work. So we can check that, of course. And the next step will be adding the cron function. So the checking process, the checking function will be called every single, for example, hour. Current price is not defined. Okay. Current. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we just have to move this here. Let's use the new syntax instead of the old vars. And okay, that should work right now. Yeah. So as I mentioned, we will just add a cron function and that will run this monitor every single, for example, hour. In our case, we can do this every 15 seconds. So we can check if that's working fine. We can also add the price. Yeah, that will be working. Okay, so right now we'll just create a cron function. Okay, so let's check this last time. Okay, it's working. Time to add a cron job. So I already prepared a function, so we can comment that out. Cron is not part of this tutorial, so so there's no point to explain all the details. And yeah, so right now we can config. Yeah, so start tracking. We just have to call this function, right? That's okay. Start tracking. Yeah. So as in the monitor function, we just create an instance of the page, and then we create a cron job that will run every 15 seconds and check price of the headphones. And if the price will be less than $300, then the console will shout buy. Okay, so we can run that. However, I think that it makes more sense to add a send notification function that will send an email. So as in the last video, we'll just add an async function send notification, and this function is getting one parameter, price. It's creating it's using NodeMailer, a very popular tool to send emails from Node.js. We create a transporter, so the object that will send us the email, and then we create the content. So the price dropped to the parameter price. There will be also an HTML link to the website with the product that we are tracking, and the subject will be price drops to price. Okay, and there's also the console log with the information, with the ID of the message which was sent. If there is an error, the message ID will be empty, so we will just know if that started working or not. So in this case, we have to go back to the check price function, and if the current price is less than 300, we can call send notification with the current price. Okay, and that should hopefully work. And before we will run that, I will get my iPhone that I'm using to record this. Okay, check that there's no notification yet here. We can change the time to be like 30 seconds, because it's probably pointless to call it every 15 seconds. And you'll see that we should get the notification, I hope. Yeah, let's just wait for that. Is it working? 1 second. Yeah, Bye. It was called twice, so I should get the notification soon. Yeah, there is no notification. Just let me use Face ID. Price dropped. We can open that. There is a link, and we can use Safari, and yeah, indeed, it's $298, so you can buy them right now. Anyway, looks like it's working. Okay, it turned out that 30 seconds is not enough. So I think that's all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time spent with me. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Of course, the source code for this tutorial, as usually, will be linked down below the video in the description. And if you have any questions, any thoughts, any concerns, let me know down in the comments section. I will be more than happy to explain or help you. Thank you for your time once again, and see you next time. Bye.